Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Newsroom. I'm Maddie Paul. Inside the Newsroom, we bring you the trending stories of the KELOLAND area. And my favorite part, we bring in our newsroom staff members to talk about these stories. And they're the same stories that you see every day on our newscasts and online at KELOLAND.com. There's a lot to get to today. I'm really excited for this episode. And I want to start with a very important first trending story. As of this week, an apartment complex in Western Sioux Falls has now seen 3 homicides this year. Information is still coming in on the latest case at Meadowland Apartments, which is near 41st and Marion, including the identities of the deceased victim and even the suspect. But city records tell us it's a familiar location for police. Dan Santella took a look.
Well over 200 calls for service so far in 2025 at the intersection of West 43rd Street and South Larch Avenue come up when searching through the City of Sioux Falls' online crime viewer. Located here are the Meadowland Apartments, where 2 people were shot Tuesday. 1 did not survive. It's the 3rd homicide at this complex in 2025. Sergeant Aaron Benson with the Sioux Falls Police Department says officers are in contact with management here.
Well, our community resource officers do have meetings with property managers throughout the city, and including that complex itself.
This afternoon, I talked to a gentleman who told me he lives here. I asked him if he feels safe doing so, and he replied, quote, "Not really." He says he's looking to leave as soon as possible. I asked him if he'd do an interview, but he was hesitant, telling me that he wasn't sure how property management would react.
While Benson doesn't offer much on developments specific to Meadowland Apartments, he does make clear that police want to hear from management anywhere.
In our relationships with a property manager, management of apartment complexes, we always encourage them to reach out to us if they have any questions or concerns.
And Dan Santella joins us at the digital desk now to talk more about this story. Dan, this story has kind of been a hot topic for the KELOLAND area since we knew it came out, especially when we had breaking coverage that day as we kept updating news. So why examine the story now and especially look at the fact of the matter that there has been 3 homicides at that location?
We'll take a closer look at the data and try to talk to people who live in that area. You know, there's that crime viewer the City of Sioux Falls has on their website, which offers a pretty quick access to a fair amount of information. You pick a neighborhood in the city, you plug in dates, you look for specific types of calls, and then you get them all listed. So we're able to break down those. And I think that was a big part of this story. We heard from police a little bit, not a lot of specificity to what they said, but, you know, some context about their contacts with the community. You know, and as I said, you know, on camera there, that was able to talk to someone who did not want to be interviewed, but was sharing with me just off camera his concerns about being there. And I was even engaging in a Facebook chat with a resident, someone who said they lives there, who said they were interested in talking to us. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. But you know, we have these concerns about safety with the 3 homicides. Well, then that prompts looking at that overall area. Because there's a lot of people who could be impacted, a lot of people who could be concerned, a lot of people who might want to share their frustrations with it. And it's appearing that there are different people who do have some thoughts along those lines.
I thought, you know, one of my biggest takeaways was the fact that you did talk to somebody. They were uncomfortable with an on-camera interview, but you still included that information in your story. And you did it in a very visually interesting way. You know, you were there on location, you did your own stand-up, and you spoke. Why did you include this in the story?
Well, I think, you know, it's part of the information. I said, is okay if I take some notes as I was talking to the guy. And I took some notes. I didn't even ask him his name because it really necessarily wasn't important, you know, and when I made clear that I wasn't going to identify him or take his picture or video or anything like that. But it's relevant to the story. We were certainly speaking on the record, and it matters for the context of this focus of this story. And big credit to Grant Robertson, the photojournalist who put this together, you know, talking about you know, if you're out there just by yourself with the camera, you can't have that zooming and movement of the camera if you're trying to be in front of it as well. Good so point. He was able to make that look really good, as he so often does. And yeah, to establish it, yep, I was there. Yep, I was talking to people. This gentleman didn't want to be on camera, but he did share this with me.
What stood out to you the most as you made this?
That, you know, 3 homicides in 1 calendar year, 3 homicides in less than a year now, because we're early November, at one location in a city of our size is noteworthy. And looking at the call volume there, it is a familiar spot to law enforcement. and thus it merits our attention and I think further coverage too, to look at safety at that area.
I believe last night in the tag to your own package, you had not heard a response from management at Meadowland Apartments. Have you since?
No. So the Meadowland Apartments are listed on Costello Property Management's website. A couple phone calls. I gave my email and left a message seeking comment. And no, I have not heard anything back.
Is there anything else you want viewers to know about creating this story or the story in general, Dan?
No, I think it's good to focus on issues at times that people might be maybe uncomfortable talking about for various reasons. If they're uncomfortable talking about a topic, that means others are very interested in it. And I know just talking to a couple people, they want information out about this and coverage on this. And, just the volume of police calls there tells us that this deserves our time.
Dan, thank you so much for sharing these details here at the Digital Desk. And everyone, stick around. We still have a lot of stories to get to today for Inside the Newsroom. Up next, we're looking at how the legislature will consider artificial intelligence porn laws. Find out more when we come back on Inside the Newsroom. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. As artificial intelligence continues to evolve, people are excited about how it can be used to improve our lives. But there is also a dark side to AI. People are using it to make pornography. And South Dakota's Attorney General has a plan to make some criminals think twice about stealing your images to make porn. Tom Hansen explains.
Right now in South Dakota, if someone were to take your picture off your Facebook account and use it to make AI pornography images, they might face at most a misdemeanor under state law. Attorney General Marty Jackley wants to change that. Jackley says the arrest of a worker at the state driver's license office in Aberdeen amplifies the need for tougher laws. Mark Charles Rathman, 67 years old, is charged with solicitation of rape, possession of child pornography, and unlawful use of a computer system.
The evidence has indicated that there's AI-generated adult porn.
Rathman is suspected of possessing porn and of stealing images from the driver's license database.
I feel this case demonstrates, and will further demonstrate as additional charges come out, of why there's a need to protect adults from non-consenting adults from AI-generated pornography.
In 2024, Jackley's urging, lawmakers made it a felony to make AI-generated child pornography using images of real children. Now he wants that same type of punishment for criminals who use images of non-consenting adults. Jackley plans to ask lawmakers to mirror federal law enacted in May. Amber Hulse is a lawyer and vice chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
And so this is just putting in line the state level regulations so that we can get a state charge as well if we don't want to go all the way to the federal level with these prosecutions. And so it's not really something that I could see a lot of opposition because of that.
Jackley's request will likely be taken up in the 2026 legislature, which begins on January 13th in Pierre.
And Tom Hansen joins us at the Digital Desk to talk more about this important story. And Tom, I wanted to start off by asking how we even created this story in the first place, because we were able to cover the case of Rathbun when Jackley made that announcement just a few days ago. And I believe it was you who covered that case and looked at the details. So why make another story but with a focus on AI?
Well, when the Attorney General held his press conference, he alluded to this, but when you do your original story, you're doing the nuts and bolts, and so you kind of have to keep your focus. And so I knew in the back of my mind that this was another story. So I told our assignment editor, I said, hey, we have another story here that we need to do, but I don't have time to do it in the context.
For this one.
Yeah, because we've got maybe a minute and a half, if we're lucky, 2 minutes to do a story. And so there was so much information about Rathman's arrest that talking about the AI version of this story was definitely a separate story.
Yeah,
and so that's the way we planned it.
It just proves that story ideas can really come from anywhere.
Absolutely.
And what do you think helps you the most when you get to come up with story ideas or pitches?
Probably experience. Yeah,
Just
really.
comes with time.
Yeah, Yeah. When I was a young reporter, I think I had trouble finding my focus. I was like, what? But what you do is, my process really is, I put myself at home on my couch and I go, okay, what would I be interested in? What would I want to know? What questions would I be asking? And so as I write and put together a story, those are the things I'm always asking is, what do people want to know?
And AI is so big and prevalent now, as
man.
was your intro,
Yeah, it's going to change the world that we live in. Yeah.
Did anything surprise you as you were creating the story or after you had your interviews?
Yeah, it did.
What?
And I hate to admit it, but I learned that there was federal law already in place. So if someone were charged, maybe state authorities could go to federal authorities and say, hey, would you charge this person with a felony? We don't have a state law right now. But that's what, the Attorney General wants to do is plug that loophole, basically.
And that was my biggest takeaway, is that there are lawmakers right now who are looking for state punishments for those who use AI content for non-consenting adults, similar to what happens on a federal level, but this is just an action for the state to take. So what were you hoping our viewers would take away from this story?
Just, educating themselves about what's going on out there. The people are actually taking images and making porn.
Yeah.
So one of the things too that Marty Jackley said is he's part of the National Attorneys General organization, and he says that they've been working with some of the tech companies to see if they can't, head this off before it gets too big.
Okay.
And he says that the tech companies that he's worked with so far have been cooperating, but we'll see.
Well, good news.
Yeah.
Good news for all of us.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you think our viewers should know about this story?
Yeah, one thing, we did ask a question of the Attorney General, and that was, should we watch, what we put on social media? And he's like, I can't go that far at this point. I think what we need to do is make these penalties so severe that people are not going to want to do this, create AI porn.
Right. Show that there
without
is consequences.
someone's knowledge. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for sharing these details here at the Digital Desk and creating a really interesting story.
Always
Appreciate
a pleasure.
Your time. Thank you.
All right.
And everyone, stay with us. We still have trending stories to get to. Up next, City Council passes a plan for the Frank Olson Recreation Center. Find out more with our digital reporter when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. The plans for a multi-million-dollar indoor recreation center to be built at Frank Olson Park have been approved after years of planning. Digital reporter Marissa Brunkhorst caught all the details yesterday. And Marissa, to start off, I know that when I saw you yesterday, you were really locked in watching the City Council as they were discussing this matter and as you were reporting on all of it for your online article. In the story, you kind of wrote out the meeting as if it was happening in real time. So for me as a reader, I felt like I was there. Why did you decide to write it out in this way?
It was a very long meeting. It was about 3 hours of discussion. While the discussion around Frank Olson wasn't necessarily 3 hours, but it's a long meeting. And to be able to break that down for readers to really understand all the components that were talked about, I thought was really important. So just understanding, of course, the background of this project. I mean, this project has been in the making for 5 years. I felt that was really important to explain.
What elements did you want to highlight the most within your article?
This is a large project. This is a significant building that will come to the east side. This park is, the pool itself is over 50 years old. So this is a big deal for this neighborhood.
And how long? You said it would be like around 5 years to build, maybe?
They anticipate construction to start in early of 2027.
Okay. And what was something that you took away as you were creating this story?
Just that there's a lot of different thoughts and opinions about kind of what the definition of indoor recreation is and what people in our city really want to see for parks and recreation specifically within the next few years.
Yeah. If there was anything else that you would want viewers to know about this story, what would you think that would be? Staying
informed about our city council is important. whether they're voting on $1 million project or just discussing, whether, street ordinances. I think being engaged with city council is important.
Well, Marissa, thank you so much for sharing those details here at the digital desk. And everyone stick around. We have snow chances this weekend, and it's probably going to turn pretty cold. But we're staying positive about it, right? Inside the Newsroom, always about positivity. Stay with us. We're going to learn more when we come back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. If you've heard, because you watch Weather or Not, of course, there will be some snow chances this weekend, and it will be turning much colder. You like that intro, Scott?
Great introduction. Thank you very much. Tip of the hat to you.
I was like, maybe you'll be like a little surprised that Scott Munt is on if I talk about weather first.
Yeah, I missed you yesterday.
I know. It's like a miracle that you're back. But it's a Christmas miracle. That's how it feels now that we're going to have snow. But Scott, the real indicator for me that it is now wintertime and snow is on its way is all of the coffee chains across America right now have introduced their winter specials. So it's no more PSLs, Scott.
It's their festive. Don't they have festive cups too?
Yeah, they
put
do.
Winter scenes on there. There might be green, red.
Yep. So now we're
Christmas
talking more
colors.
about mochas or like sugar cookie lattes. That's the new thing.
Wow.
And of course, snow. That's how we really know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
But
I bet it was a very
warm
busy
drinks to keep you warm.
No, I'm sticking
winter.
with cold. You know me. I'm always sticking with cold.
Then I don't want to hear any complaints.
I've been positive lately. I have.
You have been.
I've even
Wearing
started
that
today.
snowflake charm. It's great.
It's a flower.
It's not.
It's a flower. He always thinks. Okay, actually, let's get the viewers in on this. What is this?
Snowflake. I told you.
It's a flower. Everyone, I'm crying, Scott. I'm crying. What is this segment?
No, it's good.
Yeah,
good.
this
Having
is great.
fun.
We are having fun because it is going to be a little chilly this weekend.
Oh yeah, I mean some of the coldest air of the season is coming in.
Is that what you were saying on Whether or Not?
Yes,
All right.
accompanied by rain, snow, wind chills. We'll bring those wind chills back out. Right now, our wind chills should stay above zero.
Oh, thank goodness.
There will be some areas that are in the single digits, but they should be above zero.
Okay.
We'll see if the numbers continue the trend down, though. Okay?
I'm crying.
Yeah, what is going on?
Don't know.
Contacts giving you problems?
Oh my gosh, it is the contacts. Everyone, I wear contacts because if I don't wear the contacts, I have my glasses. I just take them off and I look like this in the camera.
Oh.
I used to do that a lot when I would read from a prompter before. I'd just never wear contacts because I'd be sobbing, and I don't know why. Maybe I just get irritated or something. And you could see me squinting, and people used to think it's like, oh, she's trying to like do a diva face or something like that. But it's like, no, I literally can't see, and I have to read. So I'm like,
A diva face.
yeah, like you know how models. We are so off topic, but you know how like models have like a little squint to them.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, like Zoolander, you've seen Zoolander.
Oh, yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
they do that? They do like the
Ben Stiller.
Yeah. That's like the model face. Anyway, we should back to this weekend. That's why people are really watching, right? Come on, everyone. This is why we watch.
Oh, good stuff.
So, is the winter coat already out for you? Have you brought it out yet?
No, I have not. I know exactly where it is, though. It's in the closet. No.
It won't come out this weekend?
You know, my winter coat, when it's really cold, I've had that thing since college.
You've never changed it? I think we've talked about this before, actually.
Yeah, my winter coat. It's a nice warm coat. And it fits. It still fits. Why would I want to change?
I don't know.
I think I spend the money.
It hasn't
And
been
the
like
time,
worn out?
picking one out.
Or anything like that? Not worn out
Make
at all?
sure, Melanie likes it. Whatever coat I pick out. So.
Needs family approval.
Right.
Otherwise, you can't wear it.
Right.
All right. Well, I got the family approval for the flower necklace, so that's why I wear this one. Ta-da. Ta-da.
No, but the cold won't last.
No?
When we get into next week. No. The cold won't last. Sure, it can linger into Monday, maybe even extending into Tuesday.
What a roller coaster.
But we will warm. Yeah, it's going to be a weather whiplash. Ooh. It really will. When we get this cold air that comes in for this weekend, and then I think we even have numbers near 70 in western South Dakota, not Sioux Falls. Hold your horses here. Not Sioux Falls, but in western South Dakota, maybe on Tuesday, we'll rebound close to 70.
What?
So some of that warmer air will try to make its way into eastern KELOLAND by midweek of next week. Above average. We'll return above average next week. Maybe not start that way, but we'll eventually get there.
My brain is like really trying to wrap this all.
It's weather
around.
whiplash.
I like that. That should be your next segment for whether or not.
Oh, we talk about that during
All the time.
KELOLAND this morning. Anytime we get these big differences over a short amount of time, yeah. Yep, weather whiplash.
It makes me kind of scared. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to stay positive about it.
You going anywhere this weekend?
Sioux Falls, staying here.
Okay.
Because it's snowing.
Okay.
Got to stick around.
Well, and again, the timing of this all needs to be worked out yet. We can see some wintry mix Saturday morning. Our temperature will rebound late in the morning, maybe into the early afternoon to the lower 40s. So if we do get any snow early morning or Friday night into Saturday morning, a lot of it will end up melting anyway. And then we'll see as another push of some colder air comes in later in the day on Saturday. That too can spark a couple of snow showers that can accumulate.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens as we get into Sunday. Sunday morning will be cold. Sunday afternoon will be cold. We got a couple of... What's that?
You're like, whatever.
Well, no.
We'll get there when we get there.
Well, right. I mean, it's going to do what it does.
Yep.
My job is, do my best to tell you what
Read
it's
it,
supposed
yeah.
to do, or tell you what it will
Think about
do,
the
or
numbers.
hopefully do.
Yeah.
But we could have some areas on Sunday stuck in the 20s for highs. Maybe northeastern, south. Watertown's one of those areas that may be stuck in the upper 20s for highs on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, the coldest air of the season so far. There you have it.
Feeling chilly. Where's my winter coat? I got to bring that back. Where'd it go? I got to find it.
Maybe change that charm to a sunshine.
To a frozen Maddie Paul. You know what I should have back here? Because I had the bats last time.
Yeah.
But luckily, pest control came and took them away. But I feel like I should have like a little snow behind me. You know what I'm saying?
Winter scene.
Or like a little fireplace.
Yeah, I don't.
I want a fireplace behind me.
I might be able to help you with that.
Or Great Bear.
Might.
Great Bear behind me. So I could feel like I'm sledding or skiing.
Oh, that's easy to do. In fact, we've done that behind the scenes. We've done that example of Great Bear.
Yeah, maybe we have. Maybe we have.
Right?
All right, I got to
should
wrap
I
up.
not have said anything?
No, you're fine. I got to wrap this up, Scott. Anything else you want to say?
Sorry,
Whether or not?
Sorry for stealing your thunder.
Whether or
Whether or
not
not
it's on
we'll
demand.
re-air
Yep.
at 1:30.
Yep.
It already aired at 9:30 this morning.
Yep, but it's always on demand.
Always on demand. Go
KELOLAND
and check
Plus.
it out. We got some weather happening this weekend.
All right, I think that's everything that we need to get to, Scott. Everyone, thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day. Wave.
Okay, we'll do. Wait.